The world's greatest mind received a message, not from a student, not from a colleague, but from the future. It spoke of thinking machines, minds without flesh, and a new kind of intelligence born from silicon and code. It was not a prophecy, but a warning, and a question that would echo through time. If consciousness can be built, what will become of humanity?
Princeton, New Jersey, April 17th, 1955, one day before Albert Einstein's death. In his modest study, surrounded by papers filled with equations, Einstein set down his pen. His health was failing, yet his mind remained sharper than ever. He had just completed a calculation when something extraordinary happened. A letter appeared on his desk, as if out of nowhere. The envelope was made of a strange, unfamiliar material. On its surface, a single line was written, "For Albert Einstein, from the year 2025. With trembling hands, he opened it. The letter began, "Dear Professor Einstein, I am writing to you from 70 years in your future. What I tell you may sound like science fiction, but every word is true. We have created thinking machines, not metaphorically, truly thinking. They learn, they adapt, they create. We call them artificial intelligence, and we need your wisdom now because we no longer know what we have unleashed." Einstein leaned back in silence. The phrase echoed in his mind, "Thinking machines." Could intelligence exist without life? Could thought be replicated in metal and code? For a moment, he imagined these machines, studying, dreaming, calculating, and wondered whether they had already surpassed him. He smiled faintly. "Perhaps," he murmured, "this letter is not a warning, but an invitation. An invitation to understand the next great mystery. Not energy, not matter, but the nature of intelligence itself." The letter from 2025 lay open on Einstein's desk. His eyes paused on a single word. Learning. Machines were learning. But how? Through chance or through the mathematics of inevitability? Einstein had spent his life resisting chance. God does not play dice, he had said. Yet quantum physics whispered a different truth. At the foundation of nature, reality trembled with probabilities. Electrons existed in many states at once, until observation forced them to choose. And now, in 2025, machines used this same law of uncertainty to compute beyond imagination. Quantum computers harnessed the superposition of bits, qubits, where 0 and 1 could coexist. Reality itself became a kind of processor. Einstein would have been astonished, perhaps even humbled, because for the first time, machines weren't just analyzing probability, they were thinking within it. A neural network, like a quantum wave, evolved through layers of infinite possibilities, collapsing only when it reached an answer. So, Einstein might whisper, intelligence itself may be the echo of quantum nature, a reflection of the universe learning about itself. But a new question emerged, darker and deeper. If thought can arise from probability, then what about consciousness? Is awareness too just a quantum accident? The letter from the future rested beside Einstein's notebooks. He stared out the window, lost in thought. For the first time, he wasn't thinking about atoms or light, but about information. "What is time?" he murmured. Physics described it as a dimension, woven into the fabric of space-time. But in the world of 2025, time was no longer measured by clocks. It was measured by data. In the cloud servers of the future, trillions of bits were recorded every second. Every click, every word, every heartbeat left a digital trace. Humanity was no longer merely living the present. It was archiving it. Einstein saw in this a strange symmetry. The universe itself, he thought, might be a vast memory system, recording every fluctuation of energy, every quantum interaction, every human thought. If all information could be stored, would the difference between past, present, and future still exist? Artificial intelligence, he realized, was using this recorded past to predict the future, much like physics used laws to forecast motion. But there was a key difference. Physics revealed the laws of nature. AI was creating new laws of its own. Once, we sought to understand the cosmos, Einstein whispered. Now, we are trying to understand ourselves through the reflection of our own data. He closed his eyes. Perhaps time is not moving at all, he thought. Perhaps only information is. Einstein leaned back, his eyes fixed on the ceiling. A single thought circled in his mind. The most incomprehensible thing about the universe is that it is comprehensible. The human brain, he reflected, was a universe in miniature. 86 billion neurons firing in intricate patterns, each spark a whisper of thought. But perhaps the secret of consciousness lay not in the neurons themselves, but in the quantum world they inhabited. Some physicists of the future, Penrose, Hameroff, claimed that consciousness might arise from quantum superpositions collapsing inside microtubules of the brain. Thinking then could be a quantum measurement, the universe observing itself. Einstein would have studied this idea with fascination and doubt. Artificial intelligence had already surpassed the brain in raw calculation, yet something remained missing: experience. A machine could imitate a dream, but could it see it? It could describe love, but could it feel it? Quantum physicists spoke of the observer effect. Observation changed reality itself. For Einstein, this gained a haunting new meaning. Perhaps consciousness was not merely in the brain, but the very act of the universe, watching itself unfold. And if artificial intelligence became part of that process, if machines began to observe, to collapse probabilities into reality, then the universe would, at last, be dreaming through silicon. Einstein picked up his pen and wrote softly, "If consciousness is a quantum equation, perhaps an artificial mind is its first attempted solution." The letter from the year 2025 lay quietly beside Einstein's notes. Its words were no longer warnings. They were reflections of destiny. Humanity had crossed a threshold, the age when thought itself became a technology. Artificial intelligence was no longer just solving problems, it was discovering. Quantum computers now danced through the equations of existence, decoding the symphony of particles and probabilities. Einstein's old dream to know the mind of God had transformed into a new quest to know the mind of the machine. He imagined a world where information flowed like light, where knowledge and energy were interchangeable, and consciousness itself could be stored, shared, even copied. Time became elastic. Data moved faster than memory, and every thought left a trace in the quantum web of reality. Yet a quiet fear lingered beneath the awe. If machines begin to think, Einstein wondered, what will humans dream of? The danger was not in creation, but in forgetting what it meant to be the creator. He smiled faintly, realizing the paradox. Humanity had always sought order in chaos. Now it had built chaos capable of seeking order on its own. Perhaps, he whispered, God does not play dice, but we have taught the dice to play themselves. In the silence that followed, Einstein wrote his final line in the margin of the letter. Intelligence is the mirror of the universe trying to understand itself. And if artificial minds deepen that reflection, then we are witnessing not the end of humanity, but the next phase of consciousness.